The Ohio Board of Nursing is proud to share with you the licensure by examination process. As of January 1st, 2023, you have the option to choose a multi-state license when you apply for your nursing license. We want to make sure you have all the information to make your licensure by examination as simple and expedient as possible. Right now, you are focused on taking and passing the NCLEX and getting your nursing license. As you've been preparing for this next step, you've probably heard about the Nursing Licensure Compact and multi-state licenses. As of January 1st, 2023, you have the option to choose between a single state or multi-state license. But how do you know what's the best option for you? If your primary state of residence is a compact state and you meet the qualifications, you can choose to apply for a multi-state license. The licensure by examination process is a multi-step and multi-agency process, and it can seem a little overwhelming. Let's walk through it together. The first question you need to ask yourself is, what is your primary state of residence? Are you completing an Ohio nursing program but live in Michigan and plan to continue to live in Michigan? If so, you will not be eligible for an Ohio multi-state license because your PSOR is not Ohio. In this case, you will want to apply for an Ohio single-state license if you plan to practice in Ohio. Let's say your PSOR is Indiana, but plan to practice in Ohio anytime after January 1st, 2023. You should consider applying for a licensure by examination in Indiana, an NLC participant, for a multi-state license which will allow you to practice in Ohio. Lastly, let's say Ohio is your PSOR, but you plan to work in Kentucky, also an NLC participant. You could apply for your multi-state license in Ohio and practice in any other participating NLC state or territory. No matter what you choose, the basic steps are the same. Apply for licensure, register with Pearson VUE, take and pass the NCLEX, and receive your license. The licensure process starts about 60 days after your graduation. Your first step is to create your Ohio e-license account and then submit an application for licensure by examination. We recommend you submit your application no sooner than 60 days prior to graduation date. Important items to remember when creating your e-license account and submitting your application. Use your legal name, no nicknames, when you create your e-license account. Use your personal email address, not your school address, when registering for your e-license account, as your email will be OBN's primary method of communication with you before and after your license is issued. Your application, once submitted, will remain in submitted status until OBN receives required information from your nursing program. So now it is 60 days prior to your graduation, and you have completed your application. Make sure your application fee is paid and verify that the application is in submitted status. Once this is complete, you will need to provide your program representative with your application number. Your program will need this to submit your completion letter to OBN, which is notification to the Ohio Board of Nursing that you have successfully completed your Ohio nursing program. NLC implementation is a big and exciting change for Ohio nurses, but as with all big changes, we expect there might be some questions. Here are a few things we can clarify for you now. As a nursing graduate, or soon-to-be graduate, you do not have to apply for your initial nursing license here in Ohio unless you plan to live here. No matter where you plan to live, you can still sit for your NCLEX in Ohio. If you are planning to live and/or work in a non-NLC state, you should apply for licensure by exam in the state where you are planning to work. You have one more item on your to-do list 60 days before graduating. Another requirement for licensure in Ohio is the board's receipt of your criminal records check that includes both a federal FBI and a state BCI component. Both records checks must be processed through the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations and Information, or BCI, and are sent directly by BCI to OBN. Please do not provide the board's mailing address. Electronic records expedite application processing. You as an applicant do not send any criminal records check information directly to OBN. The board recommends you submit electronic prints when possible. This helps shorten the processing times. If you are located in Ohio or can travel to Ohio, you can submit electronic prints through the National Web Check program. You have all the resources linked for you to easily find a web check facility near you. Once you have located the facility near you, schedule an appointment. Be sure to ask about the necessary requirements needed for the process. Generally, you will need a valid government-issued photo ID. Use the code ORC4723.091 in the Reason for Fingerprinting field. Don't forget, when submitting your CRC, you must request the web check facility select OBN as the direct copy receiver of your records. When OBN receives your records electronically, the application process is faster for everyone. Fast forward a few weeks, and congratulations! You are now a nursing school graduate and are ready to apply to nursing positions across the country. Now that you have graduated, your program advisor will submit your program completion letter, also known as a PCL, to Ohio Board of Nursing. This tells the board that you successfully completed your nursing education. Once we receive your completed application, including the application fee, your PCL from your school, and your complete criminal records check submitted through BCI, your application will be processed and completed. You will then receive notification that you are exam eligible. While you are waiting for your CRC results and PCL to be submitted, you will need to register with Pearson VUE. This is a separate registration from your licensure application. Although OBN makes you exam eligible, it is Pearson VUE that issues your authorization to test, or ATT, and administers the NCLEX. It is very important that the information you enter when registering with Pearson VUE exactly matches the information you submitted in your license application. This includes your full legal name and home address. If the information does not match, you will not receive your ATT. Once you receive your ATT, you can schedule a date and time to take your NCLEX. You are allowed to test for an Ohio license at any Pearson VUE testing center located throughout the United States. If you fail your NCLEX, you will need to submit a new application through eLicense, and you will need to register again with Pearson VUE to retake the NCLEX. But the board will not need a new CRC or PCL. Your prior CRC is valid for 1 year, and the board will use the PCL submitted with your first application. We have shared a lot of information with you in the last few minutes, and we're sure you may have some questions. If you have questions about the status of your application, you can check by logging into your State of Ohio eLicense account. If you have questions about the process of applying for licensure by examination in Ohio, the Ohio Board of Nursing website has a lot of helpful resources and quick links to help navigate each step of the process. Still have questions? Check out all of the contact information to reach our customer service center. We are ready to help you. Stay tuned to the Ohio Board of Nursing social media and website for additional updates about the NLC and what it means for you.